So today on Stool Talk, it's an honor. We have a special guest here on Legends edition of Stool Talk. We have with us a great, phenomenal legend of us in the city of Toledo, one who put in a lot of hard work growing up and whose journey is so special and unique that we had to have her on today. A lot of the young athletes today looked up to this amazing athlete we have on. She just was one who really put in the hard work and did it the right way. She worked hard, she practiced hard, was a great teammate and a great young student athlete, and now is a great young amazing mother, a woman, and she continued to just strive and be greatness. Here on Stool Talk, we walk in our purpose on purpose, and today's guest is definitely doing that. We have with us the one, the only, Maleeka Kynard. How you doing today?
I'm great. Thank you for having me on.
So how did the basketball journey for you start when you were younger? What age did you pick up a ball? And was that even your first sport?
Yeah, so I picked up a ball at the age of 7. My story is pretty interesting because my older sister, started playing before I did. She's about 5 years older than me, so she started playing with Lady Ballers, and so my dad took me to one of the practices. And my sister was heavier set girl, my dad was just trying to get her in shape, just get her out doing something. And we was around the pond out hill, and she was running around the pond and almost slipped in and fell. And the girls was laughing at her, like just all the girls on the team at the time was laughing at her. I said, Dad, I want to be better than all of them girls that's laughing at my sister. And from that day forward, my dad was like, when you start, you can't stop, you can't quit. And I think my dad took me because he wanted me to buy in and to like the sport, because my dad grew up playing and it was his love. And that day, it just, I don't know, for something in me was just like, I want to be better than every last one of those girls that laughed at my sister. And that was it. That's when I started. Started playing for Lady Ballers and playing at McKinley. And I played with a lot of greats in the city, which was amazing.
Yeah. When did you see your game that's starting to evolve and excel and you started to be good as and even better than some of your peers that you were playing with?
I realized that when I moved to Georgia. We had moved to Georgia probably for like a year. I probably was like 10 years old. And I was like more advanced than a lot of girls that were down there. And people were like, you're good. And back home, I never really heard that. My dad tried to keep me as humble as possible. So I didn't hear that as much. But when I went to Georgia, like I heard how good I was. So I'm like, okay, I think I got it. And then I came back home and then everyone was like, oh yeah, she got it. So I think that's when I realized like, okay, I had something unique. But it's strictly hard work. Like I was in the gym with my dad all the time. I played in the gym with grown men at the Y. That's what spiked my IQ. I feel like just being in the Y playing with grown men. I was playing with legends then, they were older, of course, but just being in the gym with them and learning the game from them and them not taking it easy on me, blocking my shot, stealing the ball from me, hit me with a little elbow here and there, and just having to fight through that. So, that's when I think I started realizing. So I might have been about like 10, 11.
Yeah. What city? Because I'm in Georgia now. What city was you in?
We were in Atlanta. We were living in what was that place called? Lord, I'm not gonna remember. It's somewhere up north Atlanta.
Okay. Yeah. So down here, I see a lot of the young athletes as well. So, being able to, see them, spotlight them and Ohio back in Toledo, and it's just amazing to see the difference of the mentality, the philosophy, and, seeing the hard work. What made you want to be a great? Did you look up to other young women that was playing when you were younger? And if so, who was those who you were looking up to?
Yes, I love watching Sharice Eulis. I loved watching Stephanie Johnson.
Yeah.
Harrison followed her whole career. Like she was literally one of my idols. I never got as tall as her. I thought I was gonna get taller. I never got as tall as her, but I remember it was a Crystal. She played at Scott. She passed away. She came and talked to us before she was leaving to go. Her and Jaslyn Davis. I think I was like in the 6th grade, and I always remember like how they kept telling us like, work hard, stay focused, never give up, never let no one tell you what you can't do. And like those words always stuck with me, and it always like made me want to go harder every time I was in the gym.
Yeah, Crystal Sutter, man, amazing young soul. Yeah. What was it like playing basketball at Start High School?
It was good. It was a roller coaster. Because our team changed so much in a short period of time. I mean, we had Yolanda. When Yolanda was there, it was amazing. I love playing with Yolanda. She was an amazing player and leader. And TT Arnold, she was one of the ones that I really looked up to. She brought me in and was like, we gonna do our thing this year. It was my freshman year. I was playing at varsity as a freshman. I was nervous, but they really took me in and helped me grow as a young player. I know after that, after Yolanda left, it was pretty much like, okay, Maleeka, it's on you to be the leader here. And then Tiffany came, and then Sharon Sweeney came, and then another year we had Sweeney leave and Tiff graduated, and then we have Ariel Gaston come from Southview. So it was just amazing to have so many different players that wanted to play with other great players. And I always say we had, I think, 6 girls go Division I from those teams, which is amazing. And everyone is doing really good. And, it was a good experience just to be around a lot of good players.
Yeah. Did you get into an accident going on to a game or from a game when you was at start?
I did. Actually, I got into an accident on my way to a visit to
okay. Because I had heard about that in school, and I was like, man, I was praying for you then, hoping everything was cool. But I'm like, man, I don't know what all had happened.
Yeah, I was okay. I just got into an accident on my way to a visit, but I was good. I got a little nicked up, but God is good, so it didn't affect me too much.
Definitely. So how did you handle your recruiting process as well as you picking and choosing the school? And when you get done with that, can you give words of encouragement to the youth on their decision in picking and choosing schools?
Yes. I will say, in my big old age of 31, looking back at things, I have some regrets in how I chose to pick my school. Now I know what I know. Ohio State was always a school I wanted to go to. Uncle Jimmy went there. It's like, oh, they recruiting you. That's where you need to go. I was always an Ohio State fan. But I will say that I didn't take advantage of seeing what else was out there for me. I just had one track mind. I committed my sophomore year, and I looking back at things in hindsight, I wish I would have took my time and really went and visited other schools. I mean, I took visits, but just really maybe looked elsewhere to see where I could maybe fit in somewhere else. So I would say to the youth, just really make sure that when you're being recruited, that this is a school for you, that they really want you, that you're looking at it from a holistic standpoint. If it's family oriented, your academics, what you want to do, how you fit in their team and their program, just all of that. Just make sure that you're really paying attention to all the fine details.
Yeah. Looking back, if you could tell your younger self anything, what would you say?
I would say stay focused. Don't believe the hype, because the moment that, you don't do something or you can't do something or nothing matters anymore. You got to live with you. You got to look at yourself. So, just staying focused in every area of your life, not even just your sport, but in your character as well. Staying focused in your growth. That's what I would tell myself, to stay focused.
Yeah. What lessons did basketball teach you that you still carry on to this day?
Grit. Basketball has taught me keep going, work hard, don't stop. Life gonna throw stuff at you, and never give up. Always know your worth. I don't know. I just think just because I play, nothing can really. I shouldn't say this, but I really feel like nothing can really phase me. I'm gonna bounce back. I'm gonna get back up. I get hit, knocked down 10 times. You see these commercials with these athletes, and they just get right back up. And so that's the one thing that basketball has really taught me.
Yeah. How did your experience as a standout athlete influence your life on off the court?
A lot. It's a lot. I grew up, people from a young age telling me I was good, right? My dad always told me I wasn't that good. So that was a person I was always trying to like, come on, dad. Like I remember after games, I'd be like, hey, dad, what was that? Because we'd do this thing where he is, that was an 8 out of 10. That's a 6 out of 10. Your game today. And I remember one game I feel like I played the best game ever. He like 8 out of 10. I'm like, 8, so I just forgot the question because I'm going in circles, but it's just like hearing everybody tell you how good you are, people hyping you up or all of this, and just trying to stay grounded and knowing, trying to stay humble. Like that's the biggest thing is like you want to live in your humility, because at the end of the day, like there's somebody else out there working just as hard as you or harder. And so you can get on that court and think that you just it. So
what was your favorite memory from your basketball career, whether it be a moment, a play, a game, a season, or award?
My favorite memory. I think my favorite memory of basketball was when I stepped on that college court for the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that feeling, I remember it like it was yesterday. Like, it was like, man, I did this. Like, like I didn't come from much growing up. So, being able just for my family to see me on that platform, it was one of the best memories for me.
Yeah. How do you stay connected with the game now, and what's your thoughts on the state of basketball now?
I help out with coaching. I train kids. I was coaching at Start for a while with my dad, and then I coached at Whitmer, with my dad as well. I stopped coaching because my kids are young. It was taking a lot of time away from them. But I'm still connected. I just sent some names to some of my old coaches of some kids I've been seeing around here. I do little stuff behind the scenes like that because
that's great.
A lot of people don't know that, but I do. Like I send names. I text my old teammates that's coaching now, like, hey, check this kid out. So I do a little stuff like that. And right now, women's basketball is at the peak. Like it's not a peak, but it's about to get to a good level, and I'm excited. I love watching the game. Like I love Juju. She's a beast. Yeah. I love watching her. I love watching Zai in college. I love seeing her growth and how much of an amazing player she became. It's just, I really think the women's basketball is exactly where it needs to be right now. I'm excited for these young ladies. I'm jealous of their NIL deals. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm happy that they're able to get that. Like that's amazing for them.
Yeah. What advice would you give to a young athlete aspiring to play college basketball at a high level?
At a high, make sure that you know why you're there.
Yeah.
If you dare to go to the next level with hoop, that's what your focus need to be. If you dare to get your education, that's what your focus. I'm gonna just be honest and I'm gonna be a realist. Like a lot of us go in and not really know what we there for, and you got to know what you're there for. Know your why. Know why you on that court. Know why you going to practice every day. Why you working hard. Why you blood, sweat, and tears. Just know your why and stay focused.
Yeah. How did growing up in Toledo shape your journey as an athlete and an individual?
Can you repeat that question? I'm sorry.
How did growing up in Toledo shape your journey as an athlete and an individual?
Big time. Like I said, I grew up not from much. We wasn't dirt poor, but we didn't have a whole lot. And my dad was a single dad raising 2 girls. And so, he gave me that ball as a tool. It was a tool to get me through different stages of my life. So, I always saw Toledo as is my home. Like, and no matter what, like whatever I do outside of Toledo is gonna always have to come back to Toledo some way, some shape or form. And I honestly feel like that's why I'm back here today. Like even just knowing like basketball was a tool. It was a tool for me to get the education that I got. And for me to continue to push forward in some of the things that I'm doing outside of basketball to help kids in Toledo. So again, I forgot the question because I'm rambling.
No, you answered it. No, you answered it. Yeah, you answered it.
Yeah, I basketball was a tool for me. And I didn't realize it until now. It was always my love, but now I realize it was definitely a tool.
Yeah. Have you had or are you going to have upcoming camps? I know you said you train. Are you going to have some camps as well?
So everybody keep asking me that. I don't know. I might do some camps. I want to do something where like the kids ain't got to pay for it. Like that's the type of stuff that I want to do. So I've started a foundation called Me Foundation. I started that a few years back, and I was doing some work with leadership with the kids, with the youth, which was pretty cool. And I kind of got away from that again because my kids are young and things take a lot of time away from them. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm a mama first before anything. So, but I'm when I get my time management together with my babies, yeah, I think I'm gonna start doing a little bit more with the youth with camp.
So how is it with you having daughters? Are you gonna push them towards the basketball? Are you gonna see what they like, or how is that? Have you been thinking of that? Is it even that time yet?
So I'm gonna be honest. I have a son and a daughter. My daughter is 6. My son is 3. My daughter don't want no. She don't want nothing to do with ball. She a princess, and I love that. You know, I embrace that because I wish that I had that. That growing up, as soon as I picked up the basketball, it was just ball. You know, no playing with dolls, no dance. No, it was just my dad was like, we in the gym. So I embraced that part of her. But my son, I don't want to say too much, but yeah, he got it.
Yeah. Okay.
He got it. I ain't gonna brag, but he got it.
Yeah. And how was your transition from O State in 3 years in your final year where you earned your master's, which is excellent and amazing, where you earned your master's at Xavier? What was the transition like, and how did you transition that? And that would be for even people switching schools and going to schools, being able to know how they need to balance. How did you handle it, and then give them some words of encouragement?
Yeah, I realized that Ohio State, my time was up. It was some other personal things that had happened that helped me make that transition. I should have honestly made it a few years before. But it was my time was up. I got my bachelor's, and I wanted to see how far my basketball career could take off. And so I made a hard decision to leave Ohio State and go to, I feel like what people would say, maybe a smaller school. Oh, Xavier is a smaller school, but
Yeah.
but that transition was different because it was a different atmosphere. Like I came from Ohio State where we were getting on private planes and going to 5-star hotels. Where I got to Xavier, it's like we taking a bus to Nebraska. I'm like, wait a minute, I'm about to book me a flight. Like, hold on, you know. But what it did was humble me some more. Like, hold on, come back down like a little bit because to be honest, like, and I'm happy that transition was like that because when I got to Xavier, like I was playing some of the best basketball I played in college, and I was excited and I had fun. And I had injuries and that kind of got in the way of my final season. I couldn't even play in my senior game, so I had an injury that it was a medical issue that basically told me I wouldn't have kids. You know, so that's why my kids are definitely my blessings. And so it was definitely a transition. But what I could tell a younger youth is that when you're making that transition, make it for yourself. You know, look at the bigger picture. How far you going to go? Where you going to go with it? Why you making this transition? Because for me, the transition was for me to see how far I can go with ball. It was because I was ready to. I'm gonna be all the way honest. I was ready to quit my junior year after I got my bachelor's. I was like, I'm done. You know, and there were some things that was happening with the game at Ohio State. I got a different coach. It was younger players coming in, playing over me. And I'm like, I killed them in high school. How, like, what? So it's a lot of politics in this. And you got to understand that. So that's why it's always like, know your worth. Never give up, though. Never stop trying. And that's one thing I never did. I never stopped. It was some hard times, but make that decision, make that transition for yourself and your career and what you're trying to do with it.
Yeah, you end up playing pro too, correct?
Yep. So I went to Ireland. I played in Ireland for a season, and that was a cool experience. Like it was. I did it. And I wasn't gonna do that either. My dad's like, just do it. Just see if you like. Then I got a master's. I go get a nice job and make some money. Like
Yeah.
I don't. Basketball gave me what it gave. It was a tool. It gave me what I needed. To be successful in life. And I was at that point in my life. I can go to a whole nother conversation with my journey with basketball, but I'm gonna keep it here because I did go through a lot of stuff during my college career. But going, my dad just was like, just go see. Don't regret not going, just go see if you like it. And I played the season, it was cool, but after that was done, I was done with it, and that journey in my life, again, it was a tool for me. So
Yeah. And you got your master. What was your master's in?
I got my master's in criminal justice and political science. So it was just like a dual master's degree.
Yeah, and that's amazing too, and that's what we want the athletes to see too. Not only were you successful on the court, but you were successful in college and in the classroom, and you got your degree, and it's paying off. What inspired you to begin writing, and how did the birth of your children spark the passion for children's storytelling?
Man, I've always been a writer. I wrote poetry. Man, I just always loved writing. My kids, um, they inspire me so much every day. Like I want to cry thinking about like how much they inspire me. Like you just don't understand. Like, them doctors told me my senior year in college, like you will never have kids. Like you won't. You gonna need help if you do. And when God blessed me with my babies, it just really opened my eyes up to be thankful for everything, for every opportunity. And so me and my daughter's dad, both he's a father of both my kids. But we split up and we was living separately. He was in Georgia, I was in Ohio. And I wanted her to know that she was loved regardless of me and him splitting up. Like, even though adults can't get things together, you loved. And so I wrote a story for her. And then him and his mom actually like encouraged me, like, you need to publish that. Like,
Yeah.
go ahead and publish. Like, and he knew I was a writer. So he's always encouraged me to, write and publish. And so I'm working on some more things right now and I'm excited about it. But yeah, just the storytelling really is to make our kids like really love themselves, feel loved. More Black love need to be supported and broadcasted. So I'm all about that. I'm all about, just trying to uplift the Black community in a way that shows positivity and love.
Yeah, and what does faith mean to you, and even to that God is good and been great in your life, and how He has blessed you with two blessings. Even doctor said one thing, but God, you saying God knows the best for you, and He always has plans for you in your life. How has faith allowed you to grow as a woman?
Man, it's my faith in every area of my life. Without my faith, I wouldn't be here today. I'm gonna tell you that. And I said I wasn't gonna say this either, but you know what? Somebody might need to hear this. But when I was in college, my junior year actually, there was an attempt on my life. I went through something, and in that encounter, God, I got bigger plans for you. I got, Psalms 23 started just coming through my head. You walk through the valley, but fear no evil because I'm with you. Like, and I'm telling you, like, I ain't about to cry right now, but my faith is everything. If God ain't in it, it means nothing. And that's one thing I tried to preach to the kids, tell them, like, you got to make sure He's the center of your life in all things, because it will not work out. No matter, it may look good to you now, but if He's not the center of it, if He's not the driving force behind it, it's not gonna mean nothing. And so, like, keeping Him the center of my life, having my faith, giving Him the glory and everything. So yeah, like it's played a big role on who I am, who I'm raising my kids to be, and what I want to give back to the community.
Man, I just had goosebumps going on. Listen, this morning when I first got up, when I prayed, the first scripture I seen, because I, was listening to the prophetic worship music on, YouTube, and the first scripture was Psalms 23, and I said it a couple times. So the fact that you just said that and I've been in my spirit, oh my goodness,
that's crazy.
Like God,
that's the Ruach. That's what I call the Holy Spirit. That's the name in Hebrew. But yeah, that's Him working. Like,
Holy Spirit is real. Because I was, like I said, I got up early. I set an alarm clock just in case I doze back off. I said I can't miss these interviews. So I'm up. I'm like, shoot, let me go ahead and pray some stuff I want to give before God. Let me go ahead. And when I turned it on, that was on there. I was like, okay. And then you just saying that. How has your approach for the community, and even with your faith and what you're doing, been able to shape your thoughts and your visions and your goals for the plans that you want to do with them and ideas and different things?
So right now, I work under DEI at with the county here in Toledo, and I'm a part of some advocacy community advocacy programs, and so I want to continue to push social justice for Black and Brown people, our Black and Brown children. Continue to work with grassroots organizations around here to help move our community forward, and lift us up. So I'm also looking into going back to school again. I don't want to say too much about that, but I am thinking about, getting some more education, so that I can continue to do the good work, get in some what they call good trouble.
And you held so many titles in the community. What motivates you to give so much of yourself to other people that's around you?
Man, because I remember being that 10, 11-year-old kid and had people come and pour into me, people come and uplift me, give me words of encouragement to help me get to the next level, pray for me, just all of that. And so because I had that, I have no choice but to give that back. It's got to be an overflow. So somebody pouring into me, I got to come back and pour into them. And I always say this, like, I left Toledo so many times and I keep coming back. And I'm like, God has something for me to do here. And I got to do this because there's a reason why he keeps setting my feet in this city.
Yeah. Can you share some work that you do with families or children in the community, or even a testimony or a time that you helped somebody and they came back and told you like this was because of what you have done?
There is, and I mean, there's a lot of times, but I don't like doing that. But so I would say this, like I said, I be behind. I go behind the scenes with stuff. I had a kid that I was coaching, and that kid was dealing with some real mental health stuff. And other people wanted to give up on this kid because this kid was a mess. But it also was some other things. I can't really go into too much detail.
Oh, that's cool what you're doing.
But there were some other things, but what I will say is that, long story short, this kid graduated high school and is now in college, and doing some of the things that I like that I'm doing, trying to pour into others, going out in the community, doing some really amazing things, letting their talent shine, like, using their influence for good. You know what I mean? And we talk still, I'm like her mentor, and we communicate, and and she mentors me. That's what she don't know. Like, she mentors me. She teaches me when we talk. So it's become like a give and take type of relationship. So that's one situation. There's other situations where, like I said, I'm behind the scenes talking to coaches about kids, with families I've worked with. I can't really say too much, but I've tried my best to try to make things right, because right is right, wrong is wrong. But in the work that I do, that I get paid for, I can't go into a lot of detail about that. But in the community, I have done a lot. I've given a lot. I've given more than I can even afford. But what I can I give.
And that's definitely good. And it's always good to have somebody that you're pouring into, and have people around you pouring into you, because you don't want to be around those who take. And even though you give your last and be a blessing, you're being a blessing, and God knows your heart is coming from a pure heart. You're not giving or doing it grudgingly as well. And I'm also glad that you shared a little bit about your testimony in college, because we had other players that's on here and they were feeling like, I'm the only person that dealt with this. And I'd be like, no, that's why we understand and hear your testimonies. We're overcome by the blood and from the words of our testimony. So our testimonies allow others to know that they can feel safe. They can see what it looks like to go on from that thing, because it's people dealing with that now, like I said, and they be like, is something wrong with me? I feel like I don't nobody else go through this. I'm going through something. I almost took my life, or I've been battling depression, or, I want to get closer to God, but I don't know how that looks. So the fact that you showing how God has been amazing amazing in your life, how he's kept you, and even seeing that it wasn't your time, because all the plans that he had for you, you see even now, 2 children doing amazing work. And even what you want to do in the future, that's God, because he got something on your life and he wants you to be that vessel for he can get the glory. Here we're interviewing you or your greatness and what you did on the court, and God is getting the glory in this moment from your life because he who created you. So that's definitely amazing, and I want you to be proud of that and continue to doing that work, because all the work that you done, don't nobody need to know about. It's going to be shown by the fruits that you have sown in it from the seeds.
And that's just how I am. Like, I really never been a person to brag or to say what I'm doing. I don't, because he got to get the glory for it. Like, not me. It's not me. Because honestly, the reason why I can do what I can do is only because of him. So, what people see, what they get from me, that's him. You gotta. That's it. I try not to put myself in the center of it, and that's one thing I'm gonna say basketball taught me too. Is that I vanity, idolatry, all of that stuff comes with it. So that's why it's important that you got to keep him first, because it's so easy to get caught up in what I look like, what I'm doing, Yeah. And I think young athletes need to know, like, without social media, without all this stuff, who are you?
Yeah.
Who is the center of your life? Because it's going to be a time where all this stuff going to be stripped from you. Rather it's later when you retire, whatever it is, when you got to know how to love yourself and love who you created to be.
Yes, definitely. That's good. And out of all the roles that you have taken on, why is being called mommy one of the proudest one you have spoken at recently?
It is because, again, I thought I couldn't have my babies, and now I'm able to pour into something that comes from me and be able to leave a legacy in that. Both my children are healthy and smart. They teach me every day, and they keep me humble. They keep me going. They keep me happy. They keep me laughing. They keep me learning, wanting to learn, wanting to grow. So just being a mom is beautiful. It's hard work, but it's good work, and it's just a beautiful journey. I love my kids. So
Yeah. So back when you played, what was your go-to pregame? Like what was the vibes? Did you listen to music? Did you sit in quiet? How was it? And what tunes were you playing?
Y'all would be surprised. I listened to Biggie every game. It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine, Salt-N-Pepa, Heavy D up in the limousine.
Oh.
That was my song every game. Before every game, if you didn't hear that on my speaker, it was not gonna be a good game.
Yeah. What was your go-to meal after a big win?
A go-to meal? I couldn't eat after games. So I could not eat after games. So I don't think I had a go-to meal. Maybe a snack. Maybe I used to eat Reese cups or something.
What other? We know that you write. We know that you got poetry and basketball. What other hidden talents do you have?
I don't know. I like to doing hair is therapy for me.
Okay, I never knew that. Wow.
Hair, locks, and braids is therapy. It's literally like and you learn a lot. It's like you talk to people, y'all get to talking, chopping it up. You talk about God, and you just don't get to learn so much from doing people's hair. So yeah, I've been doing people's hair since I was like 10, 11. So it's just like therapy for me. So I like to do hair. I don't know. I don't know if it's. Let me see. I'm sure. I don't know.
No, that's one, because like I said, I never knew that. Like even when I seen the book, I'm like, man, okay, but she's smart, so I can see that. What is the funniest thing that ever happened during practice or a game?
I don't know. It's a lot of funny stuff. Man, I don't know. I can't think of nothing off the top of my head right now.
Okay, okay, we're going to the next one. Would you rather hit a game-winning shot or make a game-saving defensive play?
Game-winning shot.
What would you want the shot to be? A runner, a floater, or a three?
A three.
From what part of what part of the court?
It don't matter. I think it don't matter. Yeah, 3. I've done that a few times and the feeling is just great.
Right. If you could play in any era of basketball, past or present, which would you choose?
Um, Past or present. Well, I'm gonna say pass because you know what? I'm gonna say pass because I wanted to play against some of the greats and I never got a chance to. So I'm gonna say like
That was the next question. So who are some of the greats you wanted to play against?
Sharif Eulis. I wanted to play Jasmine Davis. Trying to think like I wanted to play in that era with all of them. All those girls that played at Scott. Like I wanted to, that era was like I used to remember those like man, them girls can go. And I used to, and I'm too young. I can't play. I used to ask my dad because I knew in certain parts of the country, like 7th and 8th graders could play at high school.
Yeah.
Hey, can I play? Like, I don't think you could do that here.
Right. If you could create your dream starting 5, including yourself or not, who would you pick?
My dream starting 5. Definitely gotta have Kamisha, Sharice, Nene, Zaya. I'm gonna say myself.
Yeah.
Say myself.
Yep. All right. Last question. Whatever comes to your heart, can you speak something positive to the youth?
Yeah. Sorry when I pause. I ask God to give you the words.
That's where you're supposed to be.
What I would like to say to the youth is that stay focused. Know who is the center of your life. Never give up on yourself. Know that you are here for a special purpose, and basketball is a tool. Don't let it be the center of who you are. Let it be a tool to guide you to who God has called you to be, and just continue to uplift others in all things that you do.
Definitely. And we thank you for spotlighting you for the Legend Edition as well. Like I told you, as well as your athletic skills on the court, but just your heart and what you have and what you are doing with the youth and what you will continue to do. May God continue to watch over you. May he give you favor. May he open up your eyes and allow you to see what's for you. May he give you favor in your business and things that you're attached to. May he give you the connections. May he give you the eyesight, the spiritual download on when to go, when not to go. And may he even give you vision for your eyes to see what he wants you to do. That's going to be so impactful because you shall be judged and known by the fruits that you sow, by your fruits from the seed that you sow. So continue to do that. Continue to be an inspiration and continue to be amazing while you walking in purpose.
Thank you. I received that. Thank you so much.
Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, Maleeka Kynard.
I got you. Yeah, they said it's all on you.